Aries, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aries, please. All right, your energy, the Emperor in reverse, that is Aries energy. Your person, the Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy. They're viewing you as the Three of Pentacles, okay? What we're not seeing is the Seven of Wands and the final outcome advice, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Aries, I feel very strongly that you're feeling triggered, you're feeling angry, you're not sure you want to commit to this connection. And with the Sun card energy in reverse, Leo energy, I do feel like you have a lot of clarity, though, about how you're feeling. The Sun card is telling me that you're doing quite well. Despite what you've been through here, you're in a high vibrational energy. You may be getting a lot of attention. But there's something here about this situation that's very triggering for you, or you're still very angry or really upset here with this person or what happened. It looks like you're in separation from this person, or maybe some of you were waiting for them to end something so that you could be together, but they were really dragging their feet. Let's see. Emperor energy in reverse. Yeah, you're done waiting. So for a lot of you, maybe you were waiting for this person, or there was a lot of back and forth, but it feels like you're actively blocking this connection, or you're like, you know what, this connection is blocked. I'm not moving forward here. You're viewing them as the Four of Cups. So you're seeing this person as not emotionally available. You may also see this person as somebody who's a bit bored and discontent with their life situation, but they weren't really doing anything about it. So, you two, they may have been in an unhappy relationship, and instead of getting out of it, for example, which it does look like if that's the case, they are out of it. But they, instead of getting out of it, they chose to be comfortable. And I feel like a lot of my Aries, you maybe held space for this person, but you're done waiting. It's kind of what I'm getting. Now, for others of you, you may have been, maybe you were dating this person for a while, and you were waiting for that proposal or waiting for the next level. And it's like this person's dragging their feet. And my Aries, it's like you're not doing that. You're not hanging out in that energy. For others of you, if it wasn't about the relationship or another relationship, I feel like some of you, you may see this person as somebody who just feels really stuck. And again, instead of doing anything about it, like for example, a job that they hate, or, being kind of bored with everything, like just stuck in a rut is what I'm getting. I think you got sick of that. I think you got sick of waiting to see how they would turn things around, or how they were going to eventually show up for you, or they were going to basically like grab the bull by its horns and make changes that seem quite necessary for their happiness. So the Hierophant in reverse tells me a lot of you are not in connection with this person. If you were waiting for them to get out of another connection or finalize a divorce or something, they have done that. All right. But we see the Four of Swords energy in reverse. This person's now, they're changing up their codes of conduct because, again, they're feeling heartbroken. Now they're feeling restless to move forward. And I do kind of get, like, I'm feeling a little bit annoyed with this energy, right? Like, now you're restless now that I've walked away, right? But I gave you all this time. I was holding this space for you to do something about it, and you didn't. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. And we see the Knight of Cups. They're restless to come in, to make an offer. I do see that this person has romantic feelings for you. They want to work things out with you, Aries. The Three of Pentacles. They see you as very compatible. Yeah, but they know that you walked away because you're feeling emotionally drained, because whatever it is that you were waiting for them to do, or to step up, or to get out of another relationship, or, take the relationship to the next level, it's like they were dragging their feet. And they're seeing you as the Ten of Pentacles. They're seeing your worth and your value now that you've, maybe not all of you are in separation. Some of you, a lot of you are. But I feel like they're seeing your worth and your value. They're seeing that they want commitment. And behind the scenes, the Seven of Wands, this person wants to fight for this. All right, they want this new beginning. They're coming in with an offer. Yeah, it's one they know that you're probably not going to see coming. They have been hemming and hawing about it. They have been going back and forth about how to do it. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is your final outcome. Is some of my Aries, you're just drained. Like you're not, it's like too little, too late energy. All right. Or, you know, for some of you, it's like you may have been carrying this relationship. Maybe you were the one that was paying for everything. You know, and they weren't getting their act together when it comes to finding a job or what have you. We see the Devil energy, Capricorn, and we see the Justice card in reverse. I do feel there's a really strong message here, Aries, and it's not necessarily a pleasant one, but I feel like a lot of my Aries, you already know that you needed to cut dead weight here. No matter how much you care about this person, I do feel like it's toxic in nature, it's imbalanced. And some of you might be feeling a little bit worried about whether or not you made the right choice, you know, to move away from this situation. But it feels like it's going to continue to be a draining situation, that you cannot drag somebody across the finish line, Aries, and I feel like you were attempting to for long enough. They're coming in with a love offer and apology. Again, you do what feels right, okay? But I feel like this person, they're activated now that you've decided that you've had enough. And that's not fair to you. It's like a real, you know, it's such a push and a pull, because I feel like you were holding space and you were giving to this. And a lot of my Aries with the Sun card, you are actually starting to feel better. You're actually feeling lighter. You're feeling happier. You're feeling, you know, yeah, like you know what I mean? Like you can conquer the world despite what you've been through here with this person. So let's see what we need to know about them. They're insecure. Yeah. They have an adventurous spirit, so they're going to take a risk or a leap of faith, and they are in love with you. Now, that's nice energy, right? I think they are insecure. They don't know if you're going to accept their love offer or you're going to give them another chance or not. And they are going to take that risk and take that leap of faith and come in and offer you an apology or make some sort of offer. They are in love with you, Aries. But I beg you to take a look at, is that enough? Right? Love doesn't pay the bills, right? And I know that sounds so awful, but it's true. Like, you know, you can really love someone and also realize they're not really good for you, or they can't meet you where you are. And it feels like this person has a hard time, Aries, meeting you where you are. Okay? But it's going to be up to you whether or not you feel like this is something that you should let go of, or you want to give another shot to this person. All right, some of you might be very happy when this person comes in with an apology and that they've decided to get their act together. And if that's the case, I really do urge you, Aries, to, you know, before you get too emotionally invested, you make sure that their actions are lining up with their words. All right, speaking of words, let's see what they want to say to my Aries, please. All right, I feel like a part of me is missing without you. So your absence has definitely forced them to make some different decisions, to, you know, be introspective, understanding. I'm now starting to see your side of the story, right? I heard took you long enough, and runner. I don't want to run anymore. And it does look like they were running, okay? It does look like they were running from their problems, running from the real issues at hand, okay? So some of you, there is quite a turnaround here, but again, it's going to be up to you whether or not that's good enough. Is it enough? Are your feelings still the same for this person? All right. What else do we need to know? Any advice and guidance for my Aries from the Grounded Response Oracle? Let consistency lead. Feelings matter. Again, this is like actions speak louder than words, right? What does this person consistently do and say? Does it line up? Are they consistent with you? Can they be consistent with you? Hold your center, Aries. You can care without abandoning yourself. And I feel like that's the major revelation a lot of my Aries have had, because I do think there are real feelings here. And stay in self-respect. Act in ways you won't need to justify to yourself later, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, Spirit saying, don't fill the silence. Let others show you who they are. Let this person come to you. Let this person show you who they really are, and if they really mean business or not. All right, Aries, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.